and the stopping power that they have off of Bakash on the KO could be the thing that goes up against this Waylay Neon, in my opinion.
It is so Team Liquid pilled that Nats is playing an agent for the first time on such an important map. It was the Waylay champs in today's.
Playing quite passive down the bottom of mid. They've already been smoked off, but the pressure's coming in elsewhere as Liquid get aggressive on A main. The dog the Boaster was trying to break, all a ruse, as Wayne finds one on top of his wall. An orb as well on the way out. Good early economy for them. Fnatic try to recover this man disadvantage. It's doubled up from Liquid in this corner. So much damage done in a previous game by Camo, but this time we see the numbers equalize.
Yeah, after what was a bit of a worrying start, caught by a surprise, Fnatic have been able to recover. The space taken was massive, and what a man that we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on this map. It seems like his home turf of Corrode Althea has given them the advantage. Nats will turn it back though, level things up for the moment, and even take an advantage with Wayne. It leaves Vekaj. He broke 100 kills yesterday in the best of 5. Here, he just needs 2.
That plan's certainly not ideal for him. Got to get a move on now with the smoke down. Suspects a player in heaven. Great read from Bakash. Goes in to stop this before it gets too far out of hand. Wayne, it's not a bad idea. Sticking it in that moment. Not many players would dive in like that, but Bakash built different. That's going to be a Red Bull clutch to kick us off.
Of course, it had to be a Fnatic clutch to start out the game. It's something we expect quite a lot of. I'm sure Wayne would have been... He's already made a name for himself just in the last game alone. It was a space of a few rounds where he put off 2 of the greatest clutches we've ever seen. But I think we have to sort of... I can't see them, unless they get exits, I can't really see them doing any damage at all.
Yeah, that wall sitting there has to be broken first. And they're actually going to go through it together, looking for the fight as 3. It's very hard to find the value here, especially when the pack is split like that. And okay, the stun might make it uncomfortable for a player or 2. Some damage comes in, but 3 men survive.
Yeah, a little bit more cost than maybe they would have liked, but ultimately with pistols available, it's really not the end of the world.
I suppose it's a good time to ask then, Tom, heading into this buy round. Like, obviously, you touched on this map, but with how the veto overall has gone down, where I know we spoke before the game, you said you could sort of see this being like a 3-1.
I think that's where it starts to get more interesting. I think breezes look great for Liquid, and Split maybe a little more up in the air. I like the aggression again, though. Wayne put onto this stage, obviously, normally putting quite a bit into this round. Obviously, it is still a bonus. See how much damage they can do.
Oh, Wayne is on a tear. Yeah, I mean, you started this map out talking about him, and for good reason. Yesterday, those 2 clutches.
He normally only does it when everyone else is dead, though. It's a bit unfair if he just does it at the beginning of rounds. And
it's going to already clearly be an annoyance in terms of that wall early on. We've seen it towards A main, but we know that there's plenty more angles. This could come into play. A nice attempt with the flash thrown out, but the number's already too far behind, and Wayne will be the one to find a 4th. Rez online coming into round 4, and 1 on the board for Liquid.
Yeah, already just seeing that with this guy, I guess being a little bit let off the leash. Like when you're playing the Sage, you can be more proactive. You can have those aggressive fights and then put slows down to make it awkward for people to swing you.
Never mind the theory crafting. Liquid are going aggressive right off rip. 3-4 walking down mid. No presence on A that they fought for with that wall a couple of times now. And they're conditioning their opponents, but Vikash somehow ends up with 2. Purple doing his best to pull this back, but they're stuck up close. And Team Liquid need to make something of this aggression, and they have. Sending Boaster into a clutch. The first already found, but the spike down in the open. A crossfire, but while the smokes come in, Boaster takes his timing. The Nets takes the round. Team Liquid 2-2, but it's a bit of a nail biter.
Well, it seems to be very much within the Liquid wheelhouse. We saw this versus Heretics. I think we saw this versus Vitality as well. Their goal is not to necessarily beat you with their game plan. Their game plan is to stop your game plan. It's get in your face, it's get scrappy, it's fight you before you can get anywhere near what you wanted to achieve. And this round is all about that. They never stop pushing. They're fighting for the spawn towards the end of the round.
Quick reaction to Camo, got him out of dodge in time. And numbers here should be able to avoid that util coming through. Camo actually, steps back from the stun, but he might not even be needed. Coming through that smoke is clearly a death sentence, and the brakes pumped now for Fnatic. The Guardian they have in play, the only real strength of this round, and do still have that steel garden to fall back on. I mean, if they can find a pick, maybe that gets them into the site, but the numbers thinning out. They need a way back in. Crashies has done well to find one.
I still see Alpha here alive, and I still believe that maybe there's some hope. He's been having unbelievable rounds on this map. Camo, you need to be careful with peaks like that when he's got a Guardian in hand. He's going to get tagged up by the Tiger, but I don't know if there's really a world where they push this, and honestly, I don't mind that from Wayne. He's been getting so many kills that the res will likely come back online in a few rounds anyway. And instead, they're going to put the pressure on. Eventually, they'll seal the deal.
Where, you know, they're denied their initial aggression. They have the stun put down to try to catch Camo, but he gets out. All things considered, that's a pretty big win, just getting the res out. I think Fnatic will have a smile on their face coming out of that round, but coming into this one, full royalties for them, rifles and credits put on the line.
Take those risks because they must almost expect to lose it. You see it again. Just an immediate fight forward. Constant pressure being put on. Hunter's Fury even going to be used, but Purpo's flying ahead of it. Camo is as well. You're expected to flee, fall back, run for the hills when a Hunter's Fury comes through, but instead they fight forward again. The W key constantly being pressed, and Wayne just isn't stopping, going for more and more. Only one standing in Crashies. As 4 players remain on the other side. The first comes easy, maybe not. Doesn't even get that one. Wayne on 2 HP.
4-2 for Team Liquid on the map that we had questions about how they'd perform if they could match up to Fnatic. Well, in the first 6 rounds, or as the 6th ends, a timeout coming from Fnatic. They won the pistol, the follow-up, and nothing really since then. And Team Liquid's staple early aggression.
Let's go! Let's go!
He's dead right, in their face. That's how they're playing. Heads up Valorant. What's the fix been? And this won't be the round we see it most likely. Again, it's going to be that low bite. They did well last time to get some ults out of them, but, well, no pressure on the shoulders of Team Liquid to start. A 5v3. Also, no need to continue this aggression, but they are feeling it, and that could be their downfall. Pride does come before the fall, and a big mistake there to continue pushing the issue.
You get into the mindset of W gaming, and sometimes it's hard to let go. They've given guns over. Fnatic were happy to play much further back, but Nats taking out Vakash. Now leaving Boaster in the clutch again, and
whether it will be Orbital Strike, I mean, it will be a big commitment to throw in, but the Molly, on the other hand, it's going to block them all from the rotate, wrap around from Nats, contain that smoke, and spam through to take Boaster down. But when you're up against that low buy, continuing the aggression, it's usually a bridge too far. That's crazy.
I genuinely think if we ever introduce agent bans and you're playing up against Miniboo, you ban Neil. You just do it every time. Like, he's been doing things all the way through this stage that I saw a little bit. That was what it was.
Hey, where do you push?
Almost got him through the wall there. Alpha's wondering if he was seen. And there's still aggression coming through. This time, it will be punished. The slow goes in, the orbital strike, but there's a gap, and these players are safe, able to just about get out.
Almost as a bit of a bait. Well, Miniboo's looking to get rid of it. The aggression on the other side is punished, though. The push and pull of Fnatic starting to come into effect, and you look how open.
And he could be right if noise was made on B. And the knife goes through. Here's the ult as well. That's such a good fake. I saw it in the cam as Alpha called for this play. But does he expect there to be another player? They might think Miniboo, the one who was on A earlier, is the last man standing on this side of the map. The steps heard, and that's Wayne's chance to strike with a kill on the other side of the map. This is far from over. And the wall, along with the slow, it's going to cost them so much time. Fnatic make it in. The slow buys them space, but they need to stand their ground on this swing, and just about in the nick of time, the plan comes in. A recovery on what could have been a disaster for Fnatic, and only Nat stands in the way of their victory now.
It doesn't have any utility to play with, whereas, well, you can see the stars falling from the sky, things starting to align for Fnatic as Nats is basically hoping for a mistake, and he's going to get flanked on instead. Kayak with the wraparound, and Fnatic will gain their 3rd round, a break in the streak of Liquid. And one that still had moments where I feared, especially with Wayne on that angle, I worried he was going to just take this whole thing down.
Again, really good work by Alpha to start out taking that pick, and then the read towards that A site. The space taken, even though he got punished for it, they made good use of that.
Let's go, my bro.
8 rounds versus mates. a 6-0 versus Liquid last time and 10 versus Foot. And with Miniboo now down, even going to just put Utility straight in on towards Wayne, but he has just walled himself into a corner. You can't get me if I can't get you either.
Yeah, give him time to recover. Now the smoke down as well makes it so hard for them to use this off that was seen just moments ago. Wayne caught. He's made it just about around that corner. Half his HP gone, little heal, but unfortunately, Nat's going back to fight for the space to deny that plan, to at least make it costly on the health bars.
I said, if they end this off 6-6, I'm still confident that this is their map.
Certainly no reason to doubt it, but now no one's in the corner. You start to think that it could just be that solo defender. Yeah, the Sage should be somewhere now taken down. Let's see, one guy left on site. Let's go in, but there's actually a backup. There's a second player here. Flash pop. Purple still standing. Dominates the duels, and the round is for Team Liquid. As a result, that third man flying under the radar has caused it to come crashing down for Fnatic.
Both shots in that split second. Because even though it was so late, look, 10 seconds on the clock here, 8 as he goes for the kills. If he dies there, they still get the ball, they still win the round. Like, that is how much of a margin that came down to for Purpo.
Look at my molly. Wait.
And as you can see, well, he had no choice, but as you said, that quick turnaround in the comp, but this looks like something that's been rehearsed for a long time. Except for that fight. But the second man there again, it is kind of a bait.
It is literally bait. It's you're going to fight.
They'll let the clock run a little bit, then burst on in, but the quick rotation and mini boost still sees that third player here, and now a danger in this corner. The Judge, oh, it's going to be terrifying. The jump shot, oh, it strips Makash of more than half his health. But they're still standing with 3. Purpo looks to change things as they break through this smoke. With the flash, it will be the same in response, but Makash dodged it! And nobody dodged his shots in return! Feeding up a healthy course of lead, and Alpha's there with the dessert! Fnatic 1 away from tying this up at the half, and I didn't think I'd be saying that coming into this map, Tom, but with how things started, it's quite the recovery.
I almost feel like Purpo should be playing Phoenix. Like, the way that he's playing this is like, I'm going to flash for myself around a corner and then jump in. Like, it is just Phoenix gameplay, but a Sky in disguise.
He's watched far too much Jack Igo VODs. I mean, I don't know if he's singing Maroon 5 down there, but I wouldn't be surprised.
This was looking pretty damning at 5-2, but as said, Fnatic comfortable on that defense. This is so aggressive from the defensive side. And again, it's working out. Miniboo's running through his own teammate Smoke, and it's worked out wonderfully. Just a complete wipe down off that Neon, and they'll take the lead at the half.
You know, it is a bit derivative to say there was no strategy to that defensive side, right? They had set plays, they had plans, but it feels like they threw the playbook out the window in favor of brute force in so many of these rounds. Liquid looking strong on map 1, half 1. More to come after the break. And again, they've shown presence A main. Now 2 players coming through this connector. I mean, this is clearly a split of the A site. That's clearly where they want this fight to go, at least from the perspective of Fnatic. But as we can see,
maybe just hold on to some of the space. That'll be a bigger issue. If they lose full control of everything, it's going to be tough. Mekash has already just gone through and managed to get himself 1 for free. That's Nats out. He's the exact guy you'd want in a post plan. And in the meantime, Liquid have got aggressive. They've taken full control of the spawn and even swinging back in. Boaster not quite prepared for Miniboo to be that aggressive in the last 2, only just getting into position.
Well, nice shots from Crashies, but 1 kill, 2, still 2 more to go. Miniboo up top will swing wide, and the Bandit closes this round. Liquid 8-5. They've looked better when it comes to rifle rounds. This is very worrying.
There were moments. But again, I do feel like it's almost going to get to a point where you're the coaching staff, you're Loan, you're Yatsin, you're watching Miniboo play Neon and just go
4 away from the Hunter's Fury now, but for Liquid, this is the chance to build up major economy. They've already got the 1 pistol in the form of the Bandit in play. So for Fnatic to actually do damage, they need 2 picks. Playing back in with these classics, that's not going to be very easy. Alpha's at least got the Bandit. He'll go first, and he will go. Indeed. Straight out of the round. And Bonchamp's getting anything out of this one.
That's just the calm of Nats. He completely ignores Kayak diving over the top because he knows that, okay. This really shouldn't be very costly, lads. This should have been a nice clean one. This should have been very easy. You've just lost yourself 3 players.
What just happened?
And yeah, that was a couple of SMGs gone. Okay, it's not the end of the world, but 1 rifle goes with it. And yeah, that is as good as that ever could have gone when you gamble on the wrong side of the map.
Did a remarkable job. I need to see what Crashies did here. Because he was tucked in the spawn. Look at this, 5 versus 2. There should have been no damage from this point forward. Kayak gets a lot done, but then...
Yeah.
Oh.
The thing about Crashies...
Oh. I'll have to have a chat with him after. Figure that one out, pick his brain. 9-5, round 15 sees Liquid pick up the pace straight in towards this A site, but they're falling flat as they go running through that choke point. There's only 3 left, 2 losses, damage done to Wayne. That's almost taken him out of the round.
1 HP clutch? Oh, he healed.
Yeah, there's the heal at least. He's also got some coming in from Sky, so back to reasonably decent health, but man advantage doubled up on. Two scene.
Taking their time. Ooh, almost. They do have to be a little bit careful, but Nats has now gone on the other side. Wayne, he's a little bit healthy. Also has res. I don't think he's getting out of here alive. Well, Crashies make sure of it. 3 players standing back onto the board for Fnatic.
Yep, they win the opening fights. I think there's no reason for Liquid to come into that underestimating their ability in those duels. This time it didn't land. Miniboo lights him up and just, misses probably 6-7 shots in a row. That's what happens. But he did a lot of damage. And I think the potential, he's doing a good job at least to start. See if he can have that same impact over mid that Brock did way back in Champs. How's he gotten away with? He's out of there? That's madness. And with Purpo and a Sage, Purpo can get healed back up and then he can heal us to the other player.
Double healer
That's
comp.
ridiculous.
I don't think that's something that they've thought about too much when playing it, but that's got to be infuriating for Boasty. You have a guy dash in, dash out, and then just run through the smoke and find a pick. Kayak's now going to try and beat them at their own game, but Purpo just waiting on the other side. A double opener. Still 2 players wait on that A site, and Alfie has just been sitting on B waiting.
100 Fury's still there, but Crashies has to secure his back, and it's this pick. Oh no!
Dear.
That could decide everything. Well, decision made.
It's not broad.
The Cash did dodge that flash, though. They won't expect him to be this far forward, but the chance converts to 1 kill. And Alfier probably just wants to save this weapon for the next. Good thing he's got his wall behind him. Relatively safe, but double digits for Team Liquid.
Pace, but I like the layers to it. Like Liquid going super quick in, having that second layer of just a risk taken by Purpo, but then as Fnatic tried to react, they're still just holding that space. They're not allowing them any control. Also, I wonder if a part of this is avoiding Alfia. Like, he's had his setup both times on that B side. I mentioned it the last couple of times that, well, go back to the Mates game, they won 16-14. He was 31 and 21. He basically was the reason they won. I think he was the only positive player on Fnatic. Well, if he's going to man the B side, I'd rather go and fight the 4 on A. I'd rather go the other way. And if that is something that Liquid have genuinely thought about.
This for Liquid, the push towards the A side sees the same pace. The hinders even landed. Boaster, well, it does have some support though. Not under too much pressure just yet, but with the cash down, it has to be Boaster to pull them back into this as he falls. The A site should be for Team Liquid, but Crashies, he reveals his hand. He's shown them that he's here, and the dog spotting him has ended the round. A res just to double down. Liquid knowing how important it is to crush Fnatic's economy and to find themselves that 11th, the home stretch.
Jump shot, pop flash.
He's made it out at least, but then there's a double swing coming at him. 11-6 for Liquid. Home stretch, well and truly mounted.
When do they move Alfia to A? When do they put him there? Because it is genuinely just bombard that elbow side. Just constantly hit it with pace. And also, it's sort of like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, it's working for Liquid. 100%. Keep running it down until they stop us. Keep doing it again and again and again. And then these flashes, like, I swear, he's playing Phoenix.
And assuming that the trap has been put in towards A main, but instead, Fnatic have played back. That still didn't stop Kayak from going down to the spam, but here's the bookie. A chance, an opportunity, perhaps with his back held, but Miniboo just dove past Vikash, took Boaster from behind, and now this round is done. Alfie here, the last man standing, and, well, his name's already in the hip. history books, this one would underline it. 12-6 for Team Liquid.
Go into those first vetoes and go for your strengths. I do think there's some mind games played in the veto as well. Like maybe you feel a bit more comfortable on like map number 3 or something, because that could be the one that ends up being the beginning of the comeback, or the one that seals it, which of course would be one of the strongest that Fnatic play. And it is looking like the opposite right now. Liquid in form, and their opponents yet to really show up to the party, especially in this second half. Boaster will kick off, the pressure put on, Hunter's Fury thrown out to delay them. That B hit, they were finally going to go B. But they might have been denied at the door. No, they're pushing.
Now they've committed so much already, and Liquid have won when they forced the issue. My God! Purpo used himself as a Sky Flash, got Camo the kill, 1 away now from Convergence Path, by the way. The spike is holding deep into spawn, which I'm not a fan of that. Purpo, go back the other way, you're 45 HP, you madman. But if you give Camo the plant here, hell, or if he goes and gets a pick, I suppose.
Oh, dear.
The round could be yours, and then Nats just picks up an AWP, finds a kill in mid, and you've already got the advantage.
Well, they've avoided
And the heal on Camo.
the one time the setup was on the other side. They avoided Alfia again, and now the Nats operator has taken over. Alfia, he's been the last alive in every single round, never having a chance to have impact. They've avoided him, they've dodged him, they've had their alpha radar available the entire time. Does he have anything to keep them in their map choice, to stop them going 0-1 in this series? There's a second, third as well! Maybe this is his moment! No, it is not! Nats will stop him accessing the site, and Liquid take their opponent's choice to start things off 1-0.